I'm Kaylee, and today I'm going to tell you about some classics that have to do with trust. So I started thinking of a list of classic books that have trust as a main theme. So this could be trust that is well placed in someone, or it could be misplaced trust where that trust is broken and betrayed. So I think I have 2 where the trust is well placed, and I have 3 where the trust is misplaced. So when I started thinking about books that have trust as a main theme, one of the first books that came to mind was Cousins Rosenblum by Louisa May Alcott. In this duology, Rose has been orphaned and her uncle is her new guardian. And he has some very definite ideas about how to raise a little girl. At first, it seems a little strange to her, but eventually she learns to trust his better judgment. For one thing, she wants to be very fashionable. She wants to have earrings and she wants to wear a corset. And he says, no niece of mine is going to ruin her figure and ruin the muscles in her back by wearing a corset. And he won't let her wear a corset. Instead, he encourages her to run around outdoors and to get plenty of exercise and sunshine and to eat well. And after a while, she begins to develop this healthy, rosy glow. She feels energetic and happy. And she admits, "You were right, Uncle. It's better not to wear a corset or to wear fashionable clothing. It's better to be healthy." And there are several little instances throughout the rest of these 2 books where Rose stops and thinks, well, he was right about that other thing. His judgment has been right in other areas, and so I'm going to trust him now, even though I don't like it, even though I would much rather stay out late going to parties, and being a fashionable lady of society or whatever. She learns to trust his judgment, and because she does, then of course, she's much happier and much healthier, and she avoids many of the pitfalls of decadent youth. I really love the relationship of uncle and niece in this, and they really do have like a father-daughter type of relationship by the end of the books, and they love and support and trust one another. It's a beautiful story of family. The next one is about misplaced trust. This is Basil, or however you want to say it, by Wilkie Collins. Basil meets a young lady and he immediately falls in love. 2 weeks later, they get married. However, the father of the girl says that he's not going to allow her to actually leave the house or be unsupervised until she's 18. And so technically, in the eyes of the law, they're married, but they are not living together yet. As a married couple, the girl is still living with her parents. And Basil just kind of trusts them. He just trusts that everything is on the up and up. And of course, then he gets betrayed and his trust is broken. This is really a wild book. I mean, it ends up with like all of these horrible things happening and insanity and death, and it's pretty gruesome there for a while. But he put his trust in the wrong people and they took advantage of him and he paid the price. Oh no. I mean, if you're gonna enter into a secret marriage with somebody, make sure you can trust them. Next, we have Little Dorrit by Charles Dickens. Little Dorrit is a young woman who has actually grown up in prison because her father is imprisoned in a debtor's prison, and they're allowed to have their families come and basically live with them in the prison. So she has grown up there. When she meets Arthur Clennam, it is immediately evident that he's a good guy. He's full of compassion and honesty, and she puts her trust in him, basically trusts the fortunes of her entire family to him, and that trust is not betrayed. Arthur really is a good guy, and he helps her and he helps her family, and he is absolutely trustworthy. He completely unselfishly works and strives to get her father out of jail and to better the poor situation of her family and to help her. I just really love the almost childish trust that she places in him. And he also places this absolutely implicit trust in her. It's like they just immediately know that the other person's character is compassionate and kind and generous. When they meet one another, they just know that they've found a kindred spirit, a kind soul, that they know this person would never betray me or do anything selfish. So I just love their relationship, their absolutely solid trust in one another throughout the ups and downs and the drama and all the crazy stuff that happens in this book. Those two remain completely solid in their trust with one another. The next one is Cecilia by Fanny Burney. Cecilia is a young heiress, and all of her fortunes have been put in the hands of 3 guardians. And she trusts these men. She trusts them with her money, with her livelihood, with her person. She actually goes to live with one of her guardians. And every single one of them lets her down, either because they're lazy and they just don't care and they just don't even want to, oversee her fortune and her affairs, or because they're actually dishonest and they're embezzling her money, or because they're straight up lying to her about money and borrowing money from her and getting her into debt because they're in debt. And it's just a whole big mess. So poor Cecilia, it's really not her fault because of course she didn't choose those guardians. They were chosen for her, and that trust was misplaced. What I love about this book is that even after all 3 of those guardians betray her and all of that trust is gone, she is still so resilient and she is so brave and determined, and of course she wins the day in the end. Another book about trusting people with your money is Family Parsonage by Anthony Trollope. Mark makes the mistake of trusting one of his friends with some money, and he co-signs on several loans for that friend, which the friend does then not pay back, and Mark is left with all of these debts that are not even his debts. They're the debts of his friend. But that misplaced trust in his friend got him into all kinds of trouble. This is a book that has a lot of humor, a lot of drama, a lot of moral dilemmas, and I absolutely love it. And those are some of my favorite classic books about trust. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know what is one of your favorite books that has trust as a main theme. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.